Hey, it's Biddy Penny. Welcome to my channel. Today, it's all about our Crafty Goals collab. This is a collaboration, and everyone in the collaboration is linked down below. I'm using the first part of this video as a recap, and I did hit my 10K this month in May, and I took a week to celebrate with all of you with great discount codes from companies who came alongside of me to celebrate. And I had so much fun reaching that milestone with all of you. I can't believe I almost got 2,000 new subscribers in May. That was record breaking for me. So thank you to everyone who came along. This is a recap of the things that I made. I always start with a sheet load because it comes out on the 2nd of every month. It's always the first project that I show every month is the sheet load of cards, and these were 5x7s using Unity Stamp Co. Winnie the Pooh stamps, and I watercolored these and gave some watercoloring technique tips in that video. Anything that you see in this video, there is a recording for it, whether it is live or recorded with a voiceover and edited. This was made in a live, and I had so much fun making this card. I used lots of stencils from PM Artist Studios. And May is Mermaid, so I did make a few mermaid things this month. I did 2 cards, and I did a little painting. Now this was just me time playing, not anything that I shared necessarily on my channel, but I did paint a mermaid and then made a couple of mermaid cards. Desiree at Include a Thank You had a brand new release this month, and I got to play with it. And it's these Zen and Tangle inspired stamps, and they are just amazing. I had so much fun playing with them. I made quite a few cards with them. This is just the first 4 where I made a video talking about ways that you could use the stamps to make backgrounds. I also played with some 80s cat couples, and this was a whole lot of fun. I was experimenting with some new Kuretake granulating watercolors, and I just had a blast making these cards. Again, one was an edited video, and then the others, I believe no, they were all edited, I think. I can't remember. I did a lot more lives this month, which I fully enjoyed. These are my Oh So Inspired cards, which is a collaboration that Call Me Crafty Al does. And I used my scraps this month. I was inspired to use my scraps after looking at the card from the base inspiration. And then I was... my brother asked that I make a graduation card for his pal's daughter who was graduating college. I made 2, and this is the one that was not chosen. So the one with the lace and the frame, that was the one that was chosen. I hung out with crafty friends this month. I did this live over on Dawn's channel. And it was card Yahtzee. It was so much fun. Janine was there, Lala and Dawn, and we had a good time. This is a craft roulette card that I made, and I played with some things that I hauled in April. And these were from Dina Wakely, and I just loved them. I made my own painted papers and used those as my backgrounds, played with stamps, transparencies. And then I also hung out with another friend here on my channel for Scrappy Saturday. I used scraps, and I had some of this leftover ephemera, and so I made these 4 cards with at Card Times Ahead, Sala. So I will, well, I won't necessarily link that down below, but you can find it on my channel. We had so much fun. It was a Saturday morning, and we just crafted and used our scraps, and it was a blast. I really love all of these cards, those scrappy ones and these painted mixed media cards were so much fun to make. I also had my leftovers. I just kind of put in a bag. I won't go through those, but I had plenty of leftover ephemera, so that's always fun to play with. I also made this paper bag journal. So this is made out of a lunch bag, just a brown sack lunch bag, the cheap ones you get at the grocery store. I used leftover painted papers in my stash, leftover printables and stencils, and just quickly threw this journal together, and it's precious. I love it. I really like this journal a lot. And it says turn the page, which is fun. So I did make a few journals and just a whole bunch of cards in May. These are two very special cards I made again with Desiree's stamps. These are the triangle stamps in the background, and I used other things from my stash. And these are what I made for Mother's Day, just kind of as a tribute to all the moms around the world. Two beautiful cards. They were so much fun to make. It really was a blast using watercolor and just everything. And these are the stamps that I used from Desiree's new release to make those triangles. And I used them throughout the month in different places. But yeah, these are the 4 stamp sets in her new release, which she also gave us a discount code for. So sweet. Thank you, Des. So next I played with Anton's printables. These are from Bontik Vintage Designs, which is on Etsy. And it's a new shop. Well, not a new shop, but a new Here shop. I have bought his things before and used them, but he's giving us a code as well, 50% off when you use the code Bitty Penny. And so I'll keep playing with his stuff to keep you guys inspired. And then I had hauled some Tim Holtz stuff, and this is my headlock honeys. That's my mom putting my dad in a headlock. You have to watch the live to find out more. And in random lives, I played with different things. This was a Unity Stamp Co. Live where I played with the papers that they sent me. I played with things in my stash. I played with stamps that I bought. I made those 3 or 4 pieces of ephemera. I made a couple of cards. This one's totally random and different, but I made it in that same live. And it was more with craft roulette parameters. So that was a whole lot of fun. As I said before, I did a whole bunch of lives this month, and I really enjoy it because I get to hang out with you guys, and that's just the best. I made these 2 journals, which are kind of companions. So the one on the left, this first one I'm going to flip through, is a prayer journal. I still don't have the cover done, and I've just kind of been working on it little by little, but I made it like in an hour and a half on a live, so you can see the full process, how I made the cover, all of the pages, sewed everything together. I can make a complete journal in an hour and a half. I usually do it in my lives, so you can see the whole full process. So I did that with this journal and the irritated girl, that irritated darling, which I'll show you that next. On this one, I didn't use any printables. I only used my tea-dyed paper that I make, and I used patterned paper that was a Maggie Holmes patterned paper set, and then I used vintage book pages. Now for the decorations, I did use a new kit from a new to me shop, which is Jesus Junk Journals, and she has a YouTube channel, so definitely check her out if you're looking for faith-based printables. And so yeah, this was a fun tall document style journal. It's really tall, you guys. I didn't trim my 8.5 paper down. I just made a really tall journal, and I love it. This one here is my irritated little darling, and it's my worry journal. It's a place where I can be agitated and worried and stressed and mad. And it's okay. It's a safe place for that. And I have these adorable printables from Sweet Pea Curiosities that kind of helped me kick this whole thing off. But yeah, just When I'm so inclined, I can come in here and have a safe and beautiful place to record my frustrations, my anxieties, my worries, my whatever. And then I'll close the book and move on and kind of just get it off my chest, vent into this journal, have a place for it, but not dwell. Right? So I'm a fixer. I'm already like, okay, if I put it in this book, then I also have to pray over it in my other book. It's how my mind works. But yeah, I made this in an hour and a half. You can make these too. It's super fun. I just love my journals. Okay. I found this one and I didn't get to show you guys, but this was another tent one that I made with the Vintage Circus collection. I also started getting caught up with my Marguerite Miller collage cards. These are 5x7 cards, but I collage on 4x6 index cards. This one was super fun. It is one of my favorites that I've made all year so far. This is week 14 and this next one's week 15. So yes, I am behind and that is okay. And no, I'm not stressed about it. I'll catch up or I won't. Everything will be fine. But yeah, so I'm just going to keep working in order as I work my way down the list of prompts from Marguerite Miller and keep making those collage cards. That's the goal. I also made some other collage cards, which one more that you guys will see in June. So this is some stuff that you guys will see in June. We're going to go ahead and hop on over to June. You're going to get to see the full process of me making this art journal, the whole entire thing, constructing it, painting everything, stamping everything. I made this with Desiree's stamp sets. And then on the back here, I've got some fun little quotes, but it's just about friends. And I love it. In June, I have a 2-part series coming out about painted papers. I have a 1-part that involves no jelly plate or anything, just stencils, stamps, and paint. And then I have a part 2 that's jelly printing. I was out of painted papers in my stash. I had used them all, so I needed to restock. So I started doing that. I made this edition all about scraps. So I just did painted papers on scraps, on old book pages, cut off sheets of paper, scrappy fabric, lace, like cut-offs of lace. And so that's kind of what makes this one super fun is I actually just went into my scrap stash and found things that I could paint on. This is a tamale fabric bag that our tamales come in that we buy pretty frequently, and I'd been saving them and I gel printed on it. It turned out lovely. I mean, especially once I put like a focal point on it and I can hold a journal in there. It's going to be fun. You have to stick around to June. I mean, I even talk about scraps. I grabbed like the cover of my XL Canson watercolor paper. I jelly printed on that. I jelly printed on the back of like an old Maggie Holmes paper pad cover that I had smashed. So yeah, I really did get painty with my scraps. So you'll get to see that in June. We're going to have a whole bunch more lives because it's summertime and I can do that. You typically always early in the morning. If you have to catch the replay, that's fine too. We're going to keep journaling. This is my paper playground. We have the Crafty Glue Moo Moo crew now. Again, just came out of what I called an art jump, but that was fun. We did that in a live, and I also have a new series where I'm taking the sheet load design that comes out every month, and I'm coming back and journaling with it. I'm going to show you how to decorate your journals, your covers, make ephemera using a card sketch, and I'm using the sheet load. But yeah, so we'll be finishing up projects, making lots of new projects. Thank you so much for being here, spending your time with me. Let me show you another thing you're going to get to see in June, which is the flip through of this journal, which I did finish and finally got off in the mail. Another June goal for me is to get more of my happy mail out. I have been absolutely terrible about that, but I'm going to get better in the second half of the year. I cannot believe we're in the 6th month of the year, but we are, my friends. And so I'm going to get more of my happy mail out, but you will see the flip through of this little journal that we started together in a live. And I worked on a couple of times and then I finished it on my own time outside of the video world, but I did record a flip through for you. So I'm going to take you through and let you see that as well. I have a couple of craft roulette process videos coming up, and just, you know, it's going to be what it's going to be, y'all. I don't plan too hard. I just go by whimsy. I live in a very whimsical state whenever I can, and my craft room needs to be a place where that's possible. So we'll see what we work on. It'll be lots of fun. I hope that by showing you all of this, you're feeling inspired. If you missed one of these videos, go back. My thumbnails will help you figure out which one it is. And enjoy the inspiration, enjoy the things that you have in your craft room, set some crafty goals. Check out the description box down below if you want to see other crafters set their goals, and I'll see you later. Bye.